I do it when I'm not in self-love. When I'm in a fearful place, I get controlling. I get codependent, I get needy and clingy in a relationship, and I just feel like I'm giving so much. I'm giving so much, I want so much, I love you so much, I need this, that. And it isn't love, it's fear, it's control, it's creepy, I'll be honest. Nobody does it better.
Makes me feel sad for the rest.
Baby, you're the best.
Seriously, nobody does it better.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about self-love. And it's something we've been talking about the past couple of days. And that whole nobody does it better, I don't think she was singing it about herself, but she ought to be.
She ought to be, because the truth is, what we usually do is we look outside of ourselves, love me, love me, love me, and then we're so disappointed by the fact that no one really loves us the way we want to be loved. They don't do it that great.
That's right.
And we're disappointed and then frustrated, and then usually we just start a cycle of dating somebody else who seems to do it better, but then they fall flat too.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just the people we're dating. I want to know why people don't respect me at work. I want to know why, the people in my family, we don't get along as well as we could. And then there are the people that we date. All of these relationships are limited. The love and respect and honor that I get from other people is actually limited by the love and the respect and the honor that I'm able to give myself. It starts there. That's an interesting, cool notion.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Is it true? I mean, you see for yourself, put it to the test. By upping the love you give yourself. Just take it on as like a science project. What happens if I love myself more? How can I love myself more? How can I give myself more attention, more acknowledgement, more trust, more respect, more appreciation, and then see if the world doesn't mirror that back to you.
More importance. Now, we talk a lot about importance and not making things important, but how often, if I were to tell you to make yourself more important, what's your first response? For me, I'm like, I want to be important, but people don't see me as important. It's whether or not people see that importance in me. Just make yourself important to you.
Yeah. So that's kind of different than importance.
Yes.
Like you can actually, the more you're loving yourself and the more you're honoring yourself and you're making yourself a priority in your life, it's not that important that other people don't get you, that other people aren't doing it right. It's like, it allows for, if you're loving you fully, they just make your life better. They're the icing on the cake. They're not the cake itself. You're not needing to then sell your soul to try to get some crumbs from somebody who doesn't really have much to give because they're not loving themselves. So instead, it's like, just up it. Like, just take it on. Like, I'm just going to love the heck out of myself. And maybe it's all about self-love. Love myself, love myself, love myself. And then I have so much more to give other people. And I expect so much less.
And you enjoy what you get.
You can,
right? If you're looking out there for someone else to give you the love that you can't feel, it'll never be enough. It just can't be enough. And you can't accept it from anyone else until you've got it for yourself. There's not enough room. You have not opened up the container yet. The container is limited in capacity to how much you love yourself. How much you love yourself. That's how much you give. That's how much you give other people permission to love you. I'm trying to look for some examples. Have you experienced this?
We all have had friends where you're like, oh wow, you're so beautiful, and they're like, shut up, no I'm not. And you're like, no, really, you are. And it's just annoying. You could say it 100 times a day, but if they don't feel like they're beautiful themselves, they'll find a way to deflect it and push you away, or tell you even that you're lying.
Yes.
To like.
Well, in a relationship, how often, I've seen this. You're in a relationship with someone and they're like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you really love just me. I think you think about other people. I don't think you're really in it. They just can't believe it. They can't accept that love. I've been one of those people. I don't believe you. I don't think this is real. You say that can't be true. And I just couldn't hear it.
Yeah. So that's
we limit what we can accept.
So our heart is the container. It's like, wow, how open can our heart be? And then we talked about mind-heart coordination. It's like when your heart and your mind are connected, then you hear things and you can allow it in. It's like you're not just deflecting off your mind. The mind just saying, no, it's not true, I don't believe it. It's like, no, I'm going to let that soak into my heart. I'm loved. I'm lovable. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of attention. And it's easy for people to like me and to spend time with me and want to be good to me, because I want to be good to myself. So I'm used to it. And then the flip that I'd like to talk about is when you're really good to yourself and you get used, that becomes your normal. You don't put up with as much shit.
Yes, once you get present to the love that you deserve and what it feels like to be loved, you are hyper aware of what that other thing is that isn't love, that neediness, that judgment, that disrespect, right? And you are less tolerant of it. Absolutely.
Right, because there's some people who are masquerading and maybe want to spend time with you, but also want to feed you zingers, or you're just like, okay, I don't know what that was, but
here's the thing. Here's what that was. Their inability to love themselves. You're dealing with that as well. When you look at people and you're like, I just want to love them. I want to love them. You can't fix that. You can't love them out of being a jerk. You can't love the jerk out of them, right? The only person who can do that is them. Their self-love. Until they love themselves enough, they can't stop being a jerk.
Well, yeah, because probably that's coming from fear. And so it's like, if you're not loving yourself, you're feeling separate, you're feeling disconnected, and then that's a fearful place to be.
I do it when I'm not in self-love. When I'm in a fearful place, I get controlling. I get codependent, I get needy and clingy in a relationship, and I just feel like I'm giving so much. I'm giving so much, I want so much, I love you so much, I need this, that, and it isn't love, it's fear, it's control, it's creepy, I'll be honest. But it doesn't come from a place of a solid foundation. I am not whole, and so I can't yet give that love to that person. It comes out as, like I said, just overly needy and controlling. So we all do it. And the answer to so much of this, the answer to loving someone better, the answer to someone else loving you better is self-love. Self-love. The beginning and the end.
And maybe that's our whole journey in this lifetime, to find acceptance with ourselves, to get comfortable in our own skin, to start to, forgive ourselves from our own shortcomings and our own humanness. And as we do that, we become more compassionate to other people and more, less judgmental and less, it's just like all those PBs and J's, perceptions, beliefs, and judgments.
PB and J.
All of those go down. We're just less in our heads about that. And it's like, and when we're less in our heads and more in our hearts, we have that coordination. It's like that, all the importance of need to to judge,
to score, to rate, to compare.
Yeah, all of that just becomes less interesting and less important, and we go on to other things, because there's a lot more in the world. There's a lot more interesting things to do than spend our time, being judgmental about other people.
Positioning ourselves. Yes. It's love. Here's the other thing. Love is an energy. Consider love an energy. And energy must flow. So if you can't hold it inside, right? If it's not there, you don't have it to give. And the best way to get it there, to spread, is to start with yourself. Love. Allow love in. Love yourself. Allow other people to love you. That self-love is the beginning to your ability to love other people and to get and receive more love.
So we love you and we love ourselves.
Yes.
And that's really what it's
I love
all
me. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.
Bye.